BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of JobSite Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the JobSite Route Network. Yes, good morning, hello, and happy Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
sorry I didn't go live last night. We were tired, right?
Yeah, we were tired.
We had a really good workout at 24-Hour Fitness, and
Yes.
so it was just one of those relaxing Friday nights. We hope everybody's having a great Saturday.
Yeah, and this is right there is Neon Ski Reel.
Neon Ski Reel. My son's wearing shorts, so don't think I got him in here in drawers.
Yeah.
Yes. Kai, man. It is so great to see you guys here. Thank you for joining us. Today's topic, I like to share the topics that I discuss with my son and the advice that I give my son with everyone on YouTube, because my other two children, my daughter Katie and my son Yvonne, they're older and they're not living with me. They're in their respective homes with their respective other sides of the family.
Except for me.
Except for Kai. Kai is right here with me, with Daddy.
Yeah.
So he gets the benefit of my guidance and my advice.
Yes.
And today, I want to give some advice on what do you do when your intelligence is intimidating? Because this is a scenario that I have found myself encountered with all of my life. I know it sounds, conceited or big-headed or, whatever, or egotistical to say, but most people have no idea the tribulations that we go through living life as highly intelligent people. And most people are intimidated when they come across a person who is brilliant, when they come across a person who has a bright intellect, a very high level of intelligence. Now, intelligence, of course, doesn't equate to education, and it doesn't equate to, what some people consider being clever or whatever. But it's basically the ability for your brain to adapt easily to stimuli. In other words, your ability to pick up things, pick up information, and store it, sort it, process it in your brain, and regurgitate it at will. And, sometimes, especially in the society within which we live, right? Intelligence is both overrated and underappreciated. I know it sounds strange to say both of those things together, but it's the truth. It is both overrated and underappreciated. A lot of people don't understand what the true essence of intelligence is, but most people recognize an intelligent person when they encounter one. So as you follow the directions that I give you in my videos, as well as in the BiomedRx TV videos, if you are fortunate enough to do the brain training therapies that we do, such as neurofeedback, cranial electrotherapy stimulation, and audiovisual brain entrainment, hypnotherapy, binaural beats, isochronic tones, the gateway experience. If you are fortunate enough to indulge in these things like we are, then you will be fortunate enough to have an ever increasing level of intelligence. You will become smarter and smarter and more intelligent. And sometimes people are uncomfortable with that. Many times people are uncomfortable with that because a lot of people, especially people who are of lesser intelligence, tend to be of lesser character as well. And so, because, an intelligent person can think through and realize that it is in one's best interest to behave with good character, to be an honest person, and to establish a relationship for oneself as an individual with integrity. Most people never reach that stage of human development. Most people, never reach that stage of intellectual and emotional maturity. So when they encounter someone who is more intelligent than them, that they can clearly tell has a higher level of intellect, a higher level of intelligence, then their immediate response is going to be mistrustful. Because, yes, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and comment and all of that. Share the videos.
I'm gonna go live now.
Okay, man. Watch my son on his channel. He's going live right now on Kai Lockett, KAI-LOCKETT. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/KAI-LOCKETT, and you'll find Kai's channel. He's a gamer. And he also makes really good scripted videos as well. He's very good. My son he's excellent. He's a chip off the old block. And see, that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to raise my son to have a high level of self-esteem, which is self-efficacy as well as self-worth. In other words, I can
produce the best life that I want, that I deserve, and I deserve the best existence that I can give myself. First, you are efficacious, okay? You're smart and you're capable of working hard and getting the things that you need, and you need to understand in your heart that you deserve the best that life has to offer. You deserve to be happy. If you deserve to be alive, then that means that you deserve to be happy. And this is the guidance that I'm offering here, right? This is what I'm trying to. You can see my cat trying to go outside. He's ready to use his box. Excuse us. What do you want?
Neon jazz out there.
Anyway, so a lot of people are very uncomfortable in the presence of highly intelligent human beings. And this is something that you need to know, that people just need to know, all right? And you're going to find some typical common responses from people who are of average, or what we might call lackluster, lukewarm, or mediocre intelligence, to those of us who are highly intelligent. And, when I say this, I'm not just like throwing things out there. I mean, I've been tested over, 160 on the Stanford Binet and the California test of mental maturity. Actually, it's 151 or something. I don't know. But, I've had my intelligence tested, quite a few times in my life. And, so I know what I'm talking about. I am a true Scotsman here. I'm not just trying to perpetrate. I'm not trying to look at sound like a smart guy. I guess avoidance is the number one thing that you notice, right? Some people will avoid you, okay? They will avoid talking to you, or they'll avoid communicating with you. They'll avoid, especially people who consider themselves your enemy or your adversary. You'll find that the enemies don't really give themselves much of an opportunity to express themselves, and they don't give you much of an opportunity to express yourself, because they know that with your superior intellect that you are capable of expressing yourself, and that you will be capable of probably enlightening them to be more in line with your point of view. So evil people are evaders, right? Money is not the root of all evil. Evasion is the root of all evil. What is evasion? It's not blindness, but the refusal to see. It's not ignorance, but the refusal to know. Is deliberate blocking out of an aspect of reality, a fact of reality, either because the truth is guilt-provoking, or makes you feel uncomfortable, or reveals something that you don't want to reveal, or it poses some type of threat to something that you find important, that you either want to keep or that you want to attain. But this is all evil. You will find that at the root of all evil human behavior is some level of evasion, okay? Even if it's just evasion of the fact that we are all one human family under God, right? All evil comes down to evasion. So don't let people confuse you into living a life of poverty by believing that money is the root of all evil. Evasion is the root of all evil. So that's the first one that I want to get out there, right? Most of the time when people fear your intelligence, they're going to evade you, okay? Social aggression. Social aggression. That's number 2. That's what I want to talk about. Social aggression. Okay? What is social aggression? Social aggression is trying to negatively affect the way other people think about you. Right? Lying, gossiping, creating stories, trying to create a false impression of you, trying to create a false narrative, a false character, trying to mischaracterize you, trying to basically paint a picture of you as a person who is either intellectually or more likely morally inferior, or morally troubled, or morally in help, or somehow suffering in some way, that the person relaying the story is not suffering apparently. And This is narcissistic behavior that is usually employed by girls. Okay, and I say usually because I actually had a male friend, and I still consider him a very close friend. I don't know if he does it.
Even superheroes and supermodels need a daily dose of nutrients to help make life more super. BiomedRx Supplements is making it easy to get exactly what you need. From kids to seniors, they've got something for everyone. Pretty cool, right? Check out their products at BiomedRxSupplements.com.
Yeah, I'm back. Anyway, like I was saying, I was talking about my friend. I consider him a good friend, and I hope he still considers me a good friend. But when he was a little confused about some communication that we had over business, or maybe he was a little confused over whether or not he should trust me, although I had already trusted him and paid him very well, he decided to call me with witnesses listening. He decided to call me on a telephone call with secret eavesdroppers listening on to the conversation. And it's very easy to tell when someone is speaking to you for the benefit of a witness, for the benefit of an audience, right? When they're speaking to you and the telephone conversation that you're having is not necessarily confidential. It represents it, so it should be. You should assume when you're answering the phone, right? Most people assume when they're answering the phone that they're having a confidential conversation. But in a place like California is a very tricky state because there are people who know that only one party has to be aware that a telephone call is being recorded. Right? In California, it may be different in other states. It may be illegal to record someone, without their permission or whatever. But in California, it's totally legal. And so you got to be very careful. You got to be very smart. And it's very unfortunate that you have to not trust. You have to mistrust people that you may have known for over 20, 30 years. But when people are intimidated by your intelligence, they do little sneaky stuff like that to try to put you on display, to try to affect the way others feel about you. If they feel as though, oh, well, I'm not as smart as this guy, I'm envious of this guy, I appreciate what he's doing for me, but at the same time, I resent him for having the power to help me. You see, a lot of people that you help resent you for just having the capacity to help them, right? I mean, it takes pride away from you to accept someone else's handouts, and so avoidance or evasion, number one, is the number one thing you're going to have to deal with when people are intimidated by your intellect. They're going to avoid you or they're going to evade you, and the next thing you can expect is relational aggression. Okay, so like I said, in my last situation, it was a man who was doing this, right? A friend of mine probably trying to tarnish my reputation in the eyes of another mutual friend of ours because I had just recently extended, charity to him, and he didn't feel as though I had done enough for him, like people often do. And but I have to remind him and all of you that relational aggression is the chosen mode of behavior for narcissistic little girls. Okay, if you look at children playing in the schoolyard, right? Two boys can be shooting marbles and then break out into a fight. And then the very next day, those same boys are out shooting marbles again after having had a knockdown, drag-out fight, giving each other black eyes and everything the day before, right? Girls don't act out their aggression in that way, right? They act out their aggression relationally. So it's, well, I can affect the way other people think about you. I can affect the way other people feel about you. In other words, if you play with her, then you can't play with me. If you play with our group, then you can't play with him or her or whoever the person who is outed from the group is. And that's called relational aggression. So You're going to find that people are evading you when they are blinded by the light of your intellect. And you're also going to find that they gossip about you a lot. And they try to turn others against you, and they try to change the way other people feel about you. Okay? Enough about that. How do you know when someone envies your intellect? Whenever a person says things like, first of all, you have to constantly, without being hypersensitive, you have to constantly think of the root behind why people express certain things to you when they express things to you. In other words, if someone's saying something to you out of the clear blue with no segue, nothing to spark it off, then you have to think, what is it that that person wants me to take away from this conversation? What is it that that person wants me to think about them? So if they're constantly trying to sell you on how smart they are, right, then that is the part of your personality that intimidates them the most, right? They are trying to impress you with their intelligence, perhaps, quite frankly, because you may make them feel stupid in a certain way, right? And you may not deliberately try, you probably don't. If you're a highly intelligent person, you probably don't deliberately try to make people feel stupid, because intelligent people don't do that. We don't try to. We may have fun with their obvious, intellectual deficiency. If they decide to be assholes with us, we may turn them into mental midgets and have fun doing that. But that's not for the general purpose of making them feel stupid so that we feel smarter. We don't need to make other people feel stupid to feel smart, because we are smart, right? So if someone is constantly trying to, they're trying to show you that they're more of a thinker than you, or they're more of an intellectual than you, or that, their ideas are more radical than thou, or more informed than thou, especially those who are buying into the present zeitgeist, right? The present manipulation of the media to try to promote ideas and attitudes and beliefs and paradigms and cultural assumptions and lies that have no truth in their own, right? It's always based on a lie. That's why they have to force it, okay? So that's how you can tell. That's how you can tell if someone's envious of your intellect, if they're constantly trying to sell you on how smart they are, right? Intelligent people like to exchange ideas. Intelligent people like to indulge in intelligent conversation. That's just part of it, right? That's just part of being intelligent. And when you do this, when you get into the indulgence of, say, just talking about the things that I like to talk about on my channel, right? Talking about things of an intellectual nature, or of a conceptual nature, or of high consciousness, or high thought, high levels of thought, high levels of intellectual abstraction, right? Some people enjoy it. I enjoy it. A lot of my friends enjoy it. Some people enjoy it, but some people don't. I mean, some people just want to sit back and, pop open a brew and just watch TV and just doop. Some people like passing their time that way, and they actually expect to find enjoyment and quality of life by having that type of experience, right? By having by vegging, right? By, succumbing to the zeitgeist and just vegging out, right? Well, hopefully you're not one of those people, but you may actually well be. You may well be. I mean, there's nothing saying that, that you're not. I'm just saying I hope that you're not. And if you are, then that's fine. I mean, we need spectators. I mean, I'm an actor, right? I mean, if I make films, I need people to sit in the audience and watch them. It's just the way it is. We need audience members. We need people to appreciate and absorb. Everybody can't be the star, right? Every player on the team can't be the quarterback. So we do need people who have more mediocre expectations out of life. I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just trying to warn those of us who are of extraordinary intelligence of what to expect from people who may be uncomfortable around us because of the light of our intellect. All right? And that's just one of the things you're going to have to deal with. Now, in summary, what is the gist of my story? What is the gist of what I'm saying? Don't dummy yourself down. Don't dummy down for anyone. Don't dummy down for anyone ever. Okay? Don't flout your intelligence. Don't pretend like you are not as intelligent as you are in order to make other people feel less uncomfortable in your presence. And, you know, in this society, as a man, and as a man who identifies as a black man, that can be very challenging, because there are people of every level of intelligence, of every level of society, that in the back of their minds, they believe so much of the bullshit fed to them through the television zeitgeist, through the media zeitgeist, that they actually feel as though
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
All right. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, there are people who actually feel as though, you know, this is a bad thing. This is something that should be hidden. This is something that should be oppressed. Or, you know, who do you think you are, black man, to actually exhibit such intelligence or to function that way? Or they try to communicate with you on a dummied down level, expecting you to adjust your vernacular, your vocabulary, your diction, and every part of your self-expression to accommodate their lack of education or their lack of intelligence or their simple lack of intellectuality. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Don't give into it. No matter what you do, don't succumb to it. Okay? If you are an arrogant, you know, black man as they see you, then just be that and accept it and embrace it and understand that that's what it is. But don't sell yourself out. Don't sell yourself short. Life is too short to sell yourself out, to sell yourself short that way in order to keep people from feeling uncomfortable in your presence. So don't do it. All right? Don't do it. You'll just regret it, and you won't extract a very high quality of life as a result, right? And that's my only thing, okay? Be prepared for evasion, people avoiding you, just not wanting to deal with you, or you may end up feeling lonely, right? Quite lonely. Be prepared for relational aggression, gossip. Be prepared to have people talk shit about you behind your back. Be prepared to have mud slung on you, right? Behind your back. And evasion, relational aggression, envy. You're going to find a lot of envy. You're going to find that people are bringing up BS because they think that they can impress you with their intellect, or they can try to make you feel as though they're intellectually smarter than you. And the dirty truth of it is straight up sabotage. Yes, you are going to encounter straight up sabotage. People who envy you and they feel as though you are unfairly more intelligent than them. Okay? Unfairly more intelligent than they, right? Than they are. Understand what that means. Okay? When they feel as though you are unfairly more intelligent than they are, then they feel as though they are a victim. When a person feels that they are a victim, then they justify everything. right? Remember, the victim is the underdog. So he can break the rules. He or she can break the rules because the odds are stacked against him, right? And when a person resents you for having the blessing of intelligence, of incredibly high intelligence, then they feel as though they're fighting a monster. They're fighting a creature that is powerful and so awesomely more powerful than they are, that they must resort to ruthlessness. They must become Machiavellian. They must assume that all the means are justified by the end, right? And therefore, they have no qualms, they have no problem screwing over you in a very unfair and very clandestine and very evil way. They will sabotage you, okay? They will sabotage you. And I know all of this sounds terrible. It sounds like I'm saying, hey man, if you're a smart person and you can't trust anybody and all the rest of this, and and they don't like you, and they're talking shit about you, and they're avoiding you and evading you, and they're feeling insecure and constantly trying to remind you of how smart they are because they envy your intelligence. A lot of times you find yourself in conversations where people where they're very sensitive and very touchy about what they know. Oh, I know that, I already know that. And it's like, I never really doubted that you were intelligent enough for me to communicate with. And I remember one time I was in Home Depot, and I really did not know how to recognize masonite board from fine particle board. I was trying to find masonite board for my paintings, right? I paint against a hardback surface. And I was asking the clerk, I was like, excuse me, do you know where I could find the masonite board? The press board that's really smooth. He goes, I know what masonite board is. Well, sir, I would expect that you know what masonite board is because you work at Home Depot. Okay. I, on the other hand, did not know what masonite board was. So I could not humbly bear my ignorance to this gentleman because he was so afraid of his own ignorance that he shut off communication between us by being insecure about whether or not he understood what masonite board was. It was just totally ridiculous and totally uncalled for. So, like I said, people will recognize your intelligence. They will fear your intelligence. They will gossip to try to pull you down in the eyes of others. They will sabotage you. Yes, that's right. Go ahead, hit the bell, hit the like, hit the subscribe and the bell. They will sabotage you at every opportunity that they get and then turn around and blame it on you, right? They will scream while they assault you. They will scream in pain while they assault you. Okay? All right? And there's people like that in this world. And it's very sad that it has to be that way, but it is. I want you to keep your chin up. I want you to understand that this is part of your stoicism, right? Your stoicism. And I want you to understand that this is par for the course. This is what's going to happen when you are blessed with intelligence, when you achieve intelligence, or when you have intelligence thrust upon you, right? This is just par for the course. Wear it with pride. Don't wear it with shame, okay? And don't fall for the trap of false humility, because that doesn't do anyone any good, all right? The people who you are pretending to be humble before, they can tell, and they get even more pissed off with you because they think you're so arrogant that you have to feign humility, okay? So don't even go there, right? I am beautiful, so I say I am beautiful. I am smart, so I say I am smart. I am healthy, so I say I am healthy, okay? Be an honest person, and people will pick up on that. Whether or not they like you or not, they can form their own opinions on that. It really doesn't matter whether someone likes you, right? You're not going to be liked by everyone, and you don't need to be liked by anyone, okay? So get that needy, childish thought feeling out of your mind. You don't need that. You only need to love yourself. You only need to honor yourself. You only need to respect yourself. and you are not going to reach a point of self-honoring, self-love, and self-respect by dummying down so that other people don't feel uncomfortable around you. I hope this public service announcement rings through, and I hope you guys accept and understand very clearly what it is that I'm trying to help you with, that I'm trying to sell you on. All right. So that's all I have to say this morning. That's my Saturday morning advice. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed of your intelligence. Don't hide your intelligence. I highly recommend the book Iron John, written by the poet Robert Bly. Iron John was one of the central books of the masculinist movement in the 1980s. And Iron John is an allegory. It's a story about a little boy who discovers, it's kind of based on the labyrinth story of King Minos, right? And Dionysius rescuing, killing the Minotaur, right? Much in the same format as King Minos having the Minotaur living underneath his castle in a cage. The little boy, John, in the story Iron John, discovers that beneath his father's house, in the basement of his father's house, is a cage within which the wild man lives, covered in hair. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. The wild man is the part of every man that gets you through your shit, finds the stoicism and the grit to actually save you and elevate you to the man that you're supposed to be. And you will always be able to call upon the wild man at any time in your life in order to help you survive. Okay? So read that book, understand about the trials and tribulations of John and the wild man, and it'll help you get a little bit of insight of what it means to be a man in this world. One of the chapters after Iron John had gotten free.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzyme. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Yes. Anyway, during one of Iron John's adventures, he had come across a pond within which there was water that turned everything gold. He stuck his finger in the pond, in the stream, and his finger came out gold. So what did little John do? He took his hat off and he stuck his entire head in the gold, in the water. And his hair turned gold, his head turned gold, which is an allegory for superior intellect or superior knowledge or superior intelligence. But John was still a boy, and he had to crawl through the ashes. He had to descend into ashes in order to do all of the shit jobs and to take on all of the shit responsibilities that a man has to take on in order to become a man, and that a boy has to take on in order to become a man. And as John goes through this, right, he ends up having to work for the master, right? Everyone has to work for a master at some particular point, right? Everyone has to end up working for someone else. And when you work for someone else, chances are you're going to work for someone who is not as smart as you. This is the hell that I had to experience growing up when I went to work at various fast food restaurants and I did all of the bullshit jobs that kids have to do before they go into the military. All of the like I said, fast food restaurants and all of the crappy jobs. A lot of times the people you're going to be working for are going to see that you are a high school student that has tons of potential, and you're going to go very far in life because you're very smart, you're very intellectual, you're very well read, and you have ambition and goals and dreams. And they happen to be managers at fast food restaurants because they lack intelligence, ambition, hard work, stoicism, grit, and all of the things that they see in you as qualities, even if you don't see them. So there's a very good chance that you're going to be treated like shit by your McDonald's manager. There's a very good chance that you're going to be treated poorly by the failures that you may encounter as supervisors and managers on your rise up shitbird express jobs that young people have to go through and young people have to do. Iron John, in the book Iron John, they address this as with the metaphor of covering up your golden hair. Iron John had to wear a hat because he was working for the master, and the master was quite envious. The master didn't have that golden hair. In other words, that master was not blessed with the crown that John was blessed with. He was not blessed with the crown of intelligence that John was blessed with. Okay? Now, I say all of this because it hits very close to home for me. I say all of this because it, without going too far into my own life and my own history, right? I am a person of high intelligence, and I'm a person of royal blood, believe it or not. I am a descendant of King George the First and Second, and related to every man who's ever been president of the United States. And I'm related to quite a few people, actually. I've got 4 ancestors on the Mayflower, believe it or not. And the Creole side of my family were citizens of Louisiana since the early 1600s. We were citizens of Louisiana before the United States came to be. And so America came up around us, right? We are very, very native. And my great-grandfather was a Cherokee Indian. Having said all of that, the natural ability that resides in me is something that has been apparent to people that I've come across in my entire life, all of my life. So the advice that I'm giving you is advice that I've had to learn, right? Hard learn this type of advice myself on my own throughout my life. So I'm just trying to make it easier for you. Trying to make it easier for my children. I'm trying to make it easier for everyone who is cool enough to listen to me, right? To navigate through life dealing with the troubles and tribulations that come with being highly intelligent. All right? So that's it. I mean, that's all I really wanted to share. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys appreciate my new scene here and my filters and everything. I know you've probably been noticing different changes in my appearance from one commercial to the other, and I'm going to keep those changes subtle for you guys, so it's not really that obvious. But I hope you appreciate the grain and everything of the filters that I'm using. So I'm going to be going live again, probably going to be going live from the BiomedRx Health Center at some point this evening. Just enjoying some quality time with my son Kai Kai. Here it is, it's summertime. This is his summer vacation. So I want to make sure that he has a good experience with it, you know. But yeah, that's it, man. I mean, I want to thank you guys for joining me. As always, I would like everyone to stay kind, because kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only sexy. I want everyone to stay blessed, and I want everyone to stay healthy. All right? This is Devin Lockett, and I want you guys to enjoy your Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.